everyone, and welcome to Sally and Bytes. Today, I am here to teach Chapter 6, Strings in Python, Part 1 for the Class 11 students of Computer Science. In this video, we are going to discuss about what are strings, creating strings, indexing in a string, traversing a string and practical implementation. So let's dive in and get started. Let's learn a new concept: strings in Python. In Python, strings are a sequence of characters enclosed in either single quotes or double quotes. This sequence of Unicode characters may include a letter, a number, special character, white space, or a backslash. Python treats single quotes the same as double quotes. Triple quotes are typically used for strings that span multiple times. Strings are used to represent textual data and are one of the fundamental data types in Python. Strings are immutable, which means once created, their contents cannot be changed. Strings are used widely in many different applications, such as storing and manipulating text data, representing names, addresses, and other types of data that can be represented as text. Let's see an example. Name equals Sally and Bytes. In this example, we have a string with the name Sally and Bytes and space in between, enclosed inside single quotes, thus representing a string value assigned to the variable name. Like other integer variables, strings are also declared in the same manner using the assignment operator, equal to. Let's learn how to create strings. Creating strings is as simple as assigning a value in a variable. For example, when the code is executed, the string hello world is assigned to the variable str. Afterwards, you can use the variable str to manipulate or access the stored string value in your program. For example, you could print the value of str using printf str to display hello world as output. Strings in Python can be created using single quotes, double quotes, triple quotes. Now, you can see some examples using single quotes, double quotes, and triple quotes in strings. Now, look at the first example of the Python code, strings using single quotes. The process of creating a string using single quotes and printing its value in Python. Now see line 1 of the first example. str1 equals welcome to Sally and Bytes. This line assigns the string welcome to Sally and Bytes in single quotes to the variable str1. The string is enclosed in parentheses, which are not necessary in this case since a single pair of quotes is sufficient to represent a string. Now look at line 2 of example 1, print, creating a string with single quotes. This line uses the print function to display the message creating a string with single quote. The print function is used to output text or values to the console. Now look at the third line of example 1, print, str1. This line uses the print function again, but this time it prints the value stored in the variable str1. Since str1 contains the string welcome to Sally and Bytes, that string will be displayed as the output. You can check it on the console. Now, look at example 2, it creates a string using double quotes. You can see how double quotes are used in strings and printed on the console. Remember, Python treats single quotes the same as the double quotes. Text can be enclosed within single or double quotes, both represent a string. Now, look at example 3, creating a string using triple quotes. Triple quotes are used to represent multiline strings and docstrings. You can see how triple quotes are used in multiline strings and printed on the console. Let's learn about empty strings. In Python, an empty string is represented by two quotation marks with nothing between them, like this, open quotes and close quotes with no characters inside it. It is a string literal with a length of 0, meaning it contains no characters. Here are a few examples of working with empty strings in Python. In example 1, an empty string is assigned to the variable empty_string using a pair of double quotation marks. The len function is then used to determine the length of the string, which, in this case, is 0. The length of a string refers to the number of characters it contains. So the output is 0. In example 2, the equal to comparison operator is used to check if the empty underscore string variable is equal to another empty string. Since both strings are empty and have a length of 0, the comparison evaluates to true. This is because both strings contain no characters, so they are considered equivalent. So the output will be true. Let's see how to use \character in string. Let's see an example. Example 1. In this code, a string is assigned to the variable a. The string is enclosed in double quotation marks and contains the text "This is Sam's car." The backslash before the single apostrophe is an escape character that allows the apostrophe to be included within the string without prematurely terminating it. This escape sequence \character tells Python to treat the following single quote as part of the string rather than as a delimiter. When the print function is called with the variable a as the argument, it outputs the string "This is Sam's car." The output appears exactly as it was defined in the code, with the single apostrophe properly included within the printed string. Now come down to the next. Using single quotes as the enclosing quotes. Example 2. In this code, a string is assigned to the variable b. The string is enclosed in double quotation marks and contains the text "Write an article on AI briefly." The single quotes around the word AI are regular single quotation marks, not the backtick character or apostrophe used in the previous example. When the print function is called with the variable b as the argument, it outputs the string "Write an article on AI briefly." The output appears exactly as it was defined in the code, with the single quotes around AI properly included within the printed string. If the string contains double quotes, we can use single quotes to represent the string and vice versa so that we don't have to escape the quotes. Example 1. In this code, a string is assigned to the variable c. The string is enclosed in single quotation marks and contains the text "Write an article on AI briefly." The double quotes around AI are regular double quotation marks, not backticks or single quotes. When the print function is called with the variable c as the argument, it outputs the string "Write an article on AI briefly." The output appears exactly as it was defined in the code, with the double quotes around AI properly included within the printed string. Now come down to the next. If there are both single and double quotes in the string, we need to escape the quotes, otherwise it results in a syntactical error. Example 2. The code initially contains a syntax error because the string is enclosed in double quotation marks and it includes double quotation marks within the string without escaping them. To resolve the issue, you can either use single quotation marks to enclose the string or escape the internal double quotation marks. Now, see the correct code. In this updated code, the string is assigned to the variable d and is enclosed in single quotation marks to avoid conflict with the internal double quotation marks. The apostrophe within the string is escaped using a backslash to ensure it is interpreted as part of the string rather than as a delimiter. When the print function is called with the variable d as the argument, it outputs the string "She said, I'll call you." The output appears exactly as it was defined in the code, with the internal double quotation marks properly included within the printed string. If the statement is very long, then it can be shifted to multiple lines with the line continuation character backslash, but it shows the result in the same line. Example 1. In this code, we assign a string value to the variable a. The string starts with "Here is a line" and continues on the next line with a backslash at the end. This backslash acts as the line continuation character, indicating that the string continues on the next line. The following line, split in two lines, is then considered part of the same string. However, note that when you print the variable a, the backslash and the line break are not displayed. It appears as if the string is written on a single line. Python treats the backslash as an escape character in string literals. In this case, it is escaping the line break character, \n, and the resulting string is displayed as if it were written on a single line. Now come down to the next. If you wish to display the output in the next line, then the use of escape sequence \n becomes mandatory. Example 2. In this code, the variable message is assigned a string value. The string contains 3 parts separated by the \n escape sequence, which creates new lines. When you run this code, it will output, hello. In the first line. Welcome to the world of Python programming in the second line. Keep learning and have fun. In the third line. The \n escape sequence is used to indicate the start of a new line in the string. So, when the string is printed, the text after each \n is displayed on a new line. We can also use the escape sequence \t to provide horizontal space in the output. Here is an example. In this code, the \t escape sequence is used to add a horizontal tab between the labels, example, name, age, city, and their corresponding values, example Emily, 10, London. When you run this code, it will output in this format given below the code. Let's discuss about accessing characters in a string known as indexing. In Python, you can access individual characters in a string using indexing. Each character in a string is assigned an index, starting from 0 for the first character and increasing by 1 for each subsequent character. Now look at the picture. Each character in a string is located in different slots like lockers holding an index value starting from 0 for the first character and increasing by 1 for each subsequent character from left to right. Even space in between text holds an index value. Look at example 1, line 1 contains, message equals hello world. Now see the picture of the character representation in a string. Each character in a string is assigned an index, starting from 0 for the first character, h, and increasing by 1 for each subsequent character. It must be an integer. We cannot use float or other data types for index, as this will result in type error. Now come to line 2 of the Python code. In this code, the variable message contains the string hello world. To access specific characters, we use square brackets after the variable name, providing the index of the character we want to access. I have highlighted the square brackets in red color. In the print statement, message index of 0 accesses the character at index 0, which is the letter h. So the output is h. Now look at line 3 of the Python code. The print statement, message index of 7, accesses the character at index 7, which is the letter o. Now look at line 4. The print statement, message index of 12, accesses the character at index 12. Index 12 is out of range. Trying to access a character out of index range will raise an index error. String index out of range. You check the output here. Now, look at this picture. In string indexing, we can start index value either from the left or from the right. Left or positive index starts from 0 and ends with L-1, where L is the length of the string. Right or negative index starts from -1 to the length of the string. Here, you have to note that L is the length of a string. Length is the number of characters in a string. In this picture, the length of the string, that is the number of characters in the string, is 12. Remember, positive index starts from left, index 0 towards right, known as forward indexing. Negative index starts from right, index -1 towards left, known as backward indexing. Now look at line 5 of the Python code. The print statement, message index of -4, accesses the character at index -4. Now look at the picture. Since it's a negative value, -1 starts from right side from the last character, decrementing by 1 towards the left for each subsequent character. So, -1 starts from exclamatory mark. Index value of R is -4. So the output is R. Now look at line 6 of the Python code. The print statement, message index of -11, accesses the character at index -11. Now look at the picture. Since it's a negative value, -1 starts from right side from the last character, decrementing by 1 towards the left for each subsequent character. So, -1 starts from exclamatory mark. Index value of E is -11. So the output is E. Now, look at example 1. In Python, the type function is used to determine the data type of a given object or value. In this code, the variable message is assigned the string value hello world. When type of message is called, it returns the data type of the object referenced by message. In this case, it returns class str, indicating that the object is of type str, which stands for string. So, the output class str indicates that the variable message is a string object in Python. Now look at example 2. In Python, strings are immutable, which means that you cannot change individual characters within a string directly. Therefore, the code will result in a syntax error. Also, expression cannot contain an assignment operator. Example 3. In Python, the double equals operator is used for equality comparison. It checks whether the value on the left side is equal to the value on the right side and returns a Boolean value of true or false accordingly. In this code, message of 1 accesses the character at index 1 of the string message, which is E. Then, message of 1 equal to E compares this character with the string E. Since the character at index 1 is indeed E, the comparison evaluates to true. Therefore, the output is true. Now look at example 4. In Python, the id function is used to retrieve the unique identifier of an object. It returns a number that represents the memory address of the object. In this code, the variable message is initially assigned the string value hello world. When print of id of message is called, it retrieves and prints the memory address of the hello world string object. However, when you reassign the message variable with a new string value learning strings in Python, a new string object is created with a different memory address. So, the output of the code will be two different memory addresses, representing the two different string objects as shown in the output console. Now let's discuss about traversing a string. Traversing a string means accessing each character one after the other by iterating, repeating, through the elements of a string using either for or while loop. At first, we will learn about iterating through the elements of a string using for loop. Here, each character of the string can be accessed sequentially using for loop. This is done using the indexes and iterating over it results in displaying the elements of a string, one character at a time. Let's look at an example, traversing through string using a for loop. Now, look at the Python code. The variable my_string is assigned the value hello world. It is a string that contains the text hello world. The for loop is used to traverse or iterate over the characters in the string my_string. In each iteration of the loop, the variable char takes on the index value of each character in the string, one at a time. You can see on the left side picture how forward indexing is done. For index value 0, character h is printed within the loop. Next, for index value 1, e is printed and so on till index value 12, exclamation point is printed, that is, until the character of the string ends. Each character of the string is printed on a separate line. As a result, when you run this code, it will print each character of the string hello world on a new line, giving the output as shown on the console. The loop iterates over the string from the first character, h, to the last character, ! And the print statement is executed for each character, causing it to be displayed on the console. Now, let's see iterating through the elements of a string using while loop. While loop can also be used for string traversal. Each element of the string is accessed one by one and while loop iterates till the end of the inputted string, which can be determined using standard library functions, len function. Let's see an example. Now look at the Python code. In this code, the variable my_string is assigned the value hello, world, representing a string containing the text hello, world. The variable index is initialized to 0. This variable will be used as an index to access each character of the string. The while loop is employed to iterate over the string until the condition index less than len of my_string becomes false. In this Python code, the length of the string hello world is 13. So, the while loop is employed to iterate over the string until the condition index less than 13 becomes false. The condition checks whether the index is still within the bounds of the string length. Inside the loop, the print my_string of index statement is executed. It prints the character at the current index position of my_string to the console. After printing the character, the index variable is incremented by 1 using index plus equals 1. This ensures that the next iteration of the loop accesses the next character in the string. The loop continues until the index reaches the length of the string, 13. Since the indexing of the string starts from 0, the index will take values from 0 to len of my_string, 13 minus 1, that is 12, so 0 to 12, allowing each character to be printed. As a result, when you run this code, it will output each character of the string hello, world, on a new line, similar to the previous example using a for loop. The while loop accomplishes the same task of iterating through the string and printing each character until the end of the string is reached. Now, we are going to write a Python program to count the number of occurrences of a character in an inputted string. Implementing string traversal. In this program, we directly prompt the user to input a string and a character using the input function and store them in the variables input_string and character, respectively. We then initialize a count variable to keep track of the number of occurrences, starting from 0. Next, we traverse the input_string using a for loop. For each character, C, in the string, we compare it with the target character. If they are equal, we increment the count by 1. After counting the occurrences, we print the result using print number of occurrences, count. Now look at the console. When you run the program, it will ask you to enter a string and a character. Here, we have entered a string. Learning Python is fun. Now, we enter character n to count. After you provide the input, it will count the number of occurrences of character n in the string and display the result 4 on the console. Let's see another example. Write a Python program to input a string from the user and print it in the reverse order without creating a new string. Now, look at the Python code. In this program, the user is prompted to input a string using the input function, and the input is stored in the input_string variable. To print the string in reverse order, we use a for loop with the range function. The loop starts from the last index of the string and stop value at -len of input_string -1, and iterates in reverse order, decrementing the index by 1 in each iteration, -1 as the step value. Now, pause the video and check the range values of start, stop and step values, which I have clearly explained below the program. Now, inside the loop, input_string of index of I accesses the character at the current index, I, and prints it. The end equals blank space argument is used to prevent printing a new line after each character. After the loop completes, we use print without any argument to print a new line, ensuring that subsequent output appears on a new line. When you run the program, it will ask you to enter a string. Here, we have entered Hello World. Once you provide the input, it will print the string in reverse order on the same line. So the output will be DLROW blank space OLLEH. Thanks for watching. Watch the upcoming videos. Chapter 6, Strings in Python Part 2. String operators, concatenating strings. Replicating strings, membership operators, comparison operators, string slicing. Strings are immutable and practical implementation. You can check the link in the description box below.